As we're concluding our journey, my hope is you're excited. When we get excited, we can get a little disoriented and we can see so many things that we want to do that we're not sure what order to put them in. So let me take the pieces that we've put together between faithfulness and effectiveness and getting started, and let me just give you an order of operations for what you would do next if you're starting from scratch. The first thing you would want to look at is mobilizing church-based counseling. For you as the person who's giving pastoral oversight to this kind of ministry, this is teaching you what it is that a vision for group-based counseling ministry is going to reinforce those ideas where it's not me on a screen, but you can underline and write in the margins. That's what this is. Then you're going to start to recruit some people and say, hey, this is what we want to do. And they're going to look at you and they're going to say, how do we, what is it that you're asking me to do? That's what this book, Facilitating Counseling Groups, about. This is their training. This is how they lead a group and them to get the idea of what's being asked of them as a group facilitator. That from there, you're going to get to know from the folks who come to that interest meeting, what kind of group would you like to lead? And for some of those, you're going to have some people who say, hey, I want to lead in addiction. So, we've got something that fits very well with this. Maybe they talk about folks who are in some form of a destructive relationship, whether they've got a loved one who struggles with addiction or a loved one who's been abusive. Maybe you've got some folks that they struggle with pornography, sexual addiction. They want to lead a group in men's or women's purity. Maybe some of those folks are married and their spouse are there and they want to lead a group that is for betrayal. There's groups there. They're on depression, anxiety, trauma, other subjects in that series. If you don't have a natural pairing like that, you say, hey, let's find a curriculum that matches what it is that you want to do. That question may come up. How does this not become a forever place? That's this one here, transformative friendship. At the end of all of these curriculum, one of the things that we encourage people to do is, hey, pick up this book, Transformative Friendship. It's on 7 simple questions to deepen any relationship. You've put a lot of intentionality into finding change in this area of life. What if you put that level of intentionality into deepening your meaningful relationships in this church? It's part of the way that we designed this entire series so that a recovery group doesn't become somebody's final stop, but it's a wonderful oasis on their journey. Now, people may ask you, what kinds of subjects fit best in a G4 setting? I'll answer that question kind of giving you a bit of a riddle. If you were to ask me, Brad, who are the forebearers in church-based work like this? It's my friends over at Church Initiative. Those are the folks who created Grief Share and Divorce Care. They were doing group-based counseling in the church long before anybody else. And grief and divorce, they had something in common that allowed those 2 curriculum to plug and play and thrive in the adult education hour of their church. I'll give you a moment, think about it. What is it that grief and divorce share in common that would allow those ministries to thrive? Well, the answer is both grief and divorce are already public. If I come to church on Sunday night and I'm walking down the hallway in the adult education hour and I turn into the Grief Share classroom, I haven't declared anything about myself that the church didn't already know. And so one of the reasons we set G4 up the way we did is because there's certain things that the curriculum can be great, but it's a little more vulnerable. Those ministries need their own night of the week. Now at our church, we do grief share and divorce care within our G4 ministry. But when people say, what kinds of groups would be best fitting for this G4 ministry, it's the type of thing. that a little more privacy on when they meet and not over disclosing by turning into that room is in play. And so where do you go from here? If you're intrigued, you read Mobilizing. This is your play-by-play in more detail than these videos. When you get an interest meeting, this is what you ask them to read so they understand that they know what you're asking them to participate in. You help them find a curriculum that fits, and when you've got that, you've got the pieces you need to launch a ministry at your church.